Welcome back, folks. Hello. Today, let's just talk about branding. What it is, what it ain't, how to get the best understanding and use out of it. Let's go. Alright, so what is branding? Branding is basically a style or a theme for you and your product. It could be for your channel, a company, a product you're trying to sell, your brain baby. That's it. The easiest way to explain it is when you hear Fluffy Flamingos, what do you think of? YouTube, photography, filmography, tutorials, pink. That's what should be coming to mind. Or think about a more famous company like McDonald's. You think food, beverage, the M, famous yellow and red. So when you're creating a brand, that's what you need to focus on. Figure out what you want to be known for. What is your subject or your product or revenue? What are you trying to push out there? What's your logo or tagline or slogan? What is the end goal? When people hear the name of your company or product, what is it that you want them to be thinking about? That's what you need to focus on in order to create your own brand. That is exactly when the hard questions come in. What is my brand? How do I create a brand? How do I stay unique? Within a brand, you should find what suits best for you and the product. The product could be anything. It could be something for profit, like an invention you made. It could be your own services as a photographer or filmographer. It could be even lower, like a YouTube channel where you're just pushing your videos out there trying to get an audience. Just find what fits. Are you a photography channel that shoots nature so your logo is a tree? Or do you do film and photo and your logo is a flamingo? All about being logical and practical, or just throwing everything out the window. You have an idea, just write it down and expand on it. Do some research on it. What can you do with a flamingo? So to help a little bit more, we're going to go over 3 main categories which are basic necessities for your brand to really stand out. Number 1 is font. For Fluffy Flamingos, I'm a little bit more erratic and I actually use 4 main fonts. I have 2 main titles and then I have 2 subtitles. The first font is called Brush Shot. This is nice little paintbrush looking font. I think it just stands out really well and really represents my channel on that fluffy aspect. The part that's artistic and creative, that's what I like to see. My other main font is called Sign Painter. It's very thin and flimsy, but it just looks like it fits this channel perfectly. And this is the font that I push the most, so that when you see this font, you say, oh, that's Fluffy Flamingo's font. The next font is more regular. It's called Lado or Lotto or whatever you want to call it. This is just a more regular font, something that's more legible to read, especially in those more serious situations. Finally, I use the font Goldani, which I think is one of the more beautiful ones that I have. I use it mostly for photos, such as this one. I just love that font because when I smack that onto a photo and really think about the positioning where it should go, it really makes it look professional, like it's a magazine. But make sure that when you find your fonts that you stay consistent. That's what makes it a brand. The second category we're going to go over is color scheme. Many companies use color scheme as their brand, as their theme. Coca-Cola uses white and red. Walmart uses blue, white, and yellow. Even Nickelodeon uses white and orange. That's what sticks out in our head. The color is the biggest front for your brand. Which is why when you're creating a brand, the first thing that you should think about is what colors you want to use. Many people say professionally that the best way to make your brand or logo specifically is using 2 to 3 colors. By keeping it simple and easy to remember, making those colors combine really well, that's what sticks out in the audience's mind. The third category we're going to go over is the main theme. I had this project quite a while back while I was still in high school, and I had this obsession one day that I wanted my own talk show. So inside of 24 hours, I sat down at a computer and I made my own brand using 2 aspects. The school's mascot was the Red Devils, and I just had this thing for neon signs. I was going through a phase and I thought it'd be perfect for this show. I made phone wallpapers, laptop wallpapers. I made intros and outros. I was running all over the school that day, getting everything I needed, and presented the idea to my teacher that same day, and he loved it, let it air the first episode the very next day. Hello everyone, my name is Shai Mizrahi and you're watching Red Talks. This is the new talk show for SHS, and yes, we are on a low budget, so please excuse the first episode musk in here.
Are you offended?
No.
Am I the first episode mom?
No, it's the background. Don't worry about it. So basically this show is going to be interviews, games, and quizzes, and we're going to see how this show goes. This is our first episode, and to start us off, we have two guests with us, Fielden Mason and Caitlin Green. They just finished working on Into the Woods, the most recent play at our school, and we're here to talk about it, basically. Yeah. Well, I can tell you hugged it like a koala bear in bubble wrap, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What specifically drew you to do Into the Woods?
Oh, geez. It wasn't the play that got me into it. You know, it's the high school play. Yeah.
Just from that snippet of the clip, you can tell that my brand is standing out very clearly. I kept the neon signs red and blue, which represented our school color, which I really wanted to bring in as the focal point for this project. I've always been one to like the old-timey stuff, which is why this channel's new brand is actually the style named Memphis. I'm trying to add this style as much as possible to this channel using a new intro, new outro, motion graphics. I want this brand to be Memphis. I want that to be the front of your mind when you think Fluffy Flamingos. As I said last episode, this channel is going through a lot of renovations, mainly just the brand. I wanted to make sure that this studio, where I am right now, you can hear me clearly, you can see me clearly. The main goal was to make sure that this brand, this style, is memorable to my audience. And that's just about it for this video. Just please remember those three categories that we mentioned: the font, the color scheme, and the main theme. Do the colors look well together and represent your brand accurately? Can you find a focal point to center your brand on, such as a product, a mascot, an item, or object? Can you keep consistency as a key trait? What will your next design be? Shoot me a DM on Instagram at fluffy_flamingos.sm to send me ideas of your new designs. I love to review and send feedback and even showcase your work on this channel. I hope this video was helpful and can really start you guys underway for your next brand. I'll see you next time on Fluffy Flamingos.